TIFU by being tired and saying something I didn't mean. My girlfriend and I moved in together 2 months ago. We are planning to get married in a few years. I have a 16-year-old daughter who lives with me full-time. My daughter has been ruining all of my relationships. She never gets along with any of my partners. The last 2 months have been a disaster. My daughter and GF have been fighting non-stop. My GF has been very nice to her, yet my daughter has been nothing but rude and disrespectful. I was so tired of this. A week ago we were at my sister's home. My sister and I were sitting in the kitchen away from everyone, and I started to tell her how tired I am and I wish I could just leave my daughter with someone else. I didn't mean it. I was just tired. She heard everything. Before I could say anything, she went to my brother and asked him if she can stay with him. He said yes. She looked at me and said, "You can go make your new family now." It's been a week. She went with my brother. I tried to apologize, but she won't talk to me. She has told everyone what she heard, so no one else in our family wants to talk to me either. TL. Dear, I was tired and I said I wish I could leave my daughter with someone else. She heard me and I got my wish, but now I regret it. Let's be reasonable here. 1. You hurt your daughter's feelings and need to do your best to make amends. 2. Your daughter is actively sabotaging your efforts to have a relationship. You and your daughter need to sit down, maybe with a professional, to discuss both of those points. She's 16, not 6, and just like you for point 1. She needs to consider your feelings for point 2. How long have you and your ex-wife, partner been separated? How often does she see her mom? It's hard for her to accept that her mom and dad aren't together and her dad has been meeting new people. But she also needs to be a young adult about this and be understanding that you're allowed to have relationships. She doesn't have to call your GF mom, but she does have to be civil. You'll have to keep trying to fix this. I'm sure you realize how hurtful that was, so just be prepared to put in the time needed to win her. Trust can't be just with words. You'll need to back it up with actions. Like most of the comments said, this is prob something where you both sit down with a professional, not with your GF. This issue existed before your current GF, so it needs to be mended without her. It's not an issue she can help with. I will say that I've been through similar things. Completely broke my relationship with my sis. And it's going to take a lot of work, but the relationship will turn out much better later. Things are broken so they can be put back together stronger. You'll need to take therapy yourself or a trusted friend who is okay listening and validating, because you need a place to let out your anger, frustration, etc., so that you can be fully kind, sympathetic, and patient when you talk to your daughter. You need to apologize without making excuses, which is really tough to do because I get that you didn't mean it and that you didn't know she was listening to your daughter. All you need to say is that you're sorry for saying it and you don't mean it. If she starts asking why you said it, you just need to be totally real and take ownership of it. I shouldn't have said it at all. I don't mean it at all. I'm sorry. When people talk to others, they may ask questions and go off topic, but it's because they are looking for comfort. If she starts yelling, screaming, going on tangents, etc., your job as the parent, teaching her how to communicate and listen in an argument, is to sit there and take it. Then reassure her of your love and that nothing in the world is more important to you than her happiness. Also, she's gonna be so happy in her mid-20s if you have a partner, because then she won't feel pressure to pause her life to take care of you. I know so many people who can't move away from their city or can't get into a serious relationship because they are still emotionally and financially taking care of their parents. You can try mentioning to her that you taking care of yourself and your life is ultimately so she never feels like she's responsible for taking care of you. Kids are short-sighted, so it might help her understand that it's not that you're looking for a new life away from her, but that you want everyone in the family to take care of themselves so that the other members of the family aren't left to pick up the pieces. If she talks about feeling lonely, unloved, do not assume she's demanding too much. Instead, be super honest. I want you to feel loved. I'm trying my best, but I've run out of ideas on how I can make you feel loved. Is there anything I could do better for you to feel happy? Putting the power on her to figure out how you can make her happy may also help her realize that she doesn't have an answer to that, and that if she doesn't, it's unreasonable to make you think of something too. Anyway, hope the barrage of text helps somewhat. Good luck. Tell us the full story, like why your entire family won't speak to you. What else did you say? The foo was not you saying something you didn't mean. It was ignoring this issue and not talking with her about how she feels, and giving her the tools and space to express that, and just assuming she's stubborn, and ruining all of my relationships. You both need therapy. Here to provide a POV from the daughter's perspective. I grew up with separated parents and did everything in my power to break up all of their relationships. I just wanted my mom, dad to me. And that wasn't fair of me. She needs to have a sit down with you and a professional to help her vocalize her feelings and to provide you guidance when reassuring her. You deserve love, and she deserves to continue being loved by you. Fixing what you said may be hard. She's probably heartbroken following that. Mend everything with her. Having your father in life is so important. Therapy for the three of you. You, daughter and GF. Maybe she's ruining your relationships because she feels she's now getting less of dad's attention. Especially if she lost her mom at an early age. She's used to it being just you two and she is comfortable like that. Words said in anger are hard to undo. She's hurting with no mom and her overhearing what you said is a kick to the gut. She's acting out for a reason. Therapy and time. Put your daughter first once you have kids. Life isn't about you first anymore. You'll have more time for that once she is in college. Girlfriends come and go, but daughters are forever. You are setting the example for how a man should treat her. Just went to your brother. For what it's worth, it could be worse. I married my wife when she was divorced for about a year. With 2 kids around 10. The kids were monsters to me at first. But I never responded to their bad behavior. I would say, it isn't my place to punish you. But it is my place to report your actions. I got good support from my wife. And their dad tried to undermine everything he could. But had almost no effect. The kids and I are great now. But I will say, unless the in-laws and ex are dead or otherwise 100% out of the picture, I would never recommend marrying anyone who has kids. You are picking up other people's problems. And you really don't want to do this. Kids are not exactly rational. And do things out of spite. Attempting to make you dislike them. This isn't their fault. But it is still true. As the adult, you need to stay rational. And keep your anger in check. You can't tell half the story and expect any real advice. There's 0 chance things played out as you said and suddenly no one in your family will talk to you. You're purposefully leaving out all the things you very clearly said or did that was either out of character for you, or make you look bad. If you just want a meaningless pity party on the internet, sure, go ahead. But you're getting 0 actual advice by doing this. And quite honestly, by purely seeking a meaningless internet pity party and not any kind of real advice. Your daughter is probably better off with your brother. This is the moment you need to step back and realize your daughter's actions are less a reflection of her character, but more so a reflection of her upbringing and potentially traumatic experiences. It sounds like you have had many partners in her lifetime. And it's important to recognize the effect that must have on a young person's developing mind. She is a kid, and it's not her fault that she has ill feelings towards mother figures coming in and out of her home like clockwork. Your relationship with her should be more important than your relationship with anyone. But that's just my 2 cents. My mom left me when I was 2, so my dad raised me all by himself. I think your daughter is just scared that she will lose her dad to one woman and that you will not have time for her. I remember being 16 and wanting a mom so bad just to go shopping with, get our nails done, ask for advice, etc. It would have been so nice. But my dad dated many women and none of them really were up to my standards. Not that I didn't want my dad to get married. I just wanted the best for him because he's been through so much. I'm 25 now. I don't really crave having a mother anymore since I am a mother myself now. So, I'm more lenient to who my dad dates because I don't crave that motherly relationship anymore. I don't think you need to talk to therapist with your daughter. Only if you really want to. I think you should just sit her down and ask her what she expects from the woman that you're dating, and what kind of relationship she's looking for with her and with you as a whole family. Sorry if I made some errors with my comment. I'm speak texting right now. I've been through this personally and I remember that being a 16-year-old girl is not easy. I'm sure your daughter wants what's best for you. She's probably just not used to having a motherly figure in her life. You need to realize that it can potentially be worse for a child to have a rotating door of mother figures. She might not be able to move on from one to the other as easily as you do with relationships. Thus it's a self-defense mechanism. If she doesn't get attached to this mom, it won't hurt when she inevitably leaves again. I don't know how many times this situation has propped up, but I would have found it hard to allow myself to accept a new parental figure if I had experienced that revolving door. I feel like this issue has absolutely nothing to do with your girlfriend of 2 months specifically. Also keep in mind that a teenager's job is to become independent from their family as they prepare to go out in the world. Of course they are going to be annoying. That is their job. So you have to expect a baseline of annoying. But you have realized when it gets to be too much. Something is bothering your dog there such that she is running off your GFs. What is missing in your relationship? Has she always had you to herself and now there are new people? Does she not think she gets enough time with you as it is? Maybe it is time to go to family therapy and find out. It's up to you, the parent, to keep the relationship alive. Tell her that clearly something is bothering you about all your GFs and you would like to talk to a family therapist about what is going on. Just go looking for professional help, like a therapist, or familiar counseling. It seems like your daughter has some sort of personality issue. We all kind of do. I can empathize with you. You really did nothing wrong. You are allowed to express yourself, especially given the past you described. I would agree with the top comment. Try to get yourself and your daughter into some sort of therapy. Explain your side. Hopefully she can explain hers. Your daughter. And maybe see some light at the end of the tunnel. Who knows? Maybe now she's away, you can start to finally recover. Don't be too hard on yourself. Life is like a journey none of us were prepared for. How long had you been dating this girlfriend? Even if it's your house. Your daughter still lives there and she is your daughter and you are her only parent. Why didn't you involve your daughter in the decision of having someone else living there? Why weren't there any efforts made in their relationship before moving? Have you even done therapy with her to see why she acts like this? Have you even thought that there's a reason your daughter doesn't like them? Maybe she is not lashing out. But these women are not nice. Are you and your GF talking about having children? Would you like a stranger to move into your home? Be everywhere. Tell you what to do? I doubt you would. That's what you did by moving your GF there. I don't even see the point of moving in without having marriage in sight. You have a kid. She deserves to have stability and consistency, not circling of women in her life and in her home. How old was she when mom left her life? How many GFS have you paraded through her life? How often are they moving in? She is possibly hurt and not excited to get to love another woman to have her leave her life too. This could be a coping mechanism that she doesn't even realize she is doing. Look at this 100% from her perspective and see what is happening in her life. Counseling for both of you could be very helpful. As the child of a person who decided they didn't want kids, only to go off and raise a family less than a year later, I can't imagine what it would feel like to actually hear those words. That being said, I only know what I've been told about my situation from third parties. Communication could totally change the narrative. So sit her down and talk to her. I'm sure you didn't mean it. She probably knows deep down too. But you both need to meet in the middle. You have some apologizing to do. And she needs some growing up to do in regards to sabotaging your relationships. None of this can happen without both of you communicating.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.